Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Ultimate General American Revolution. We are playing the British campaign in this game, developed by Game Labs, and you wouldn't know it from the first episode, but this is a game that focuses on real-time tactical combat in the American Revolution. The reason you wouldn't know it from the first video is the first video was all about getting the campaign started, and in today's video we will see some combat, but this is basically like a real-time total war in the sense that armies move around on the strategic map of the United States or the 13 colonies. When armies collide, you fight a tactical battle, or you can simulate it. In the last episode, we mainly got our government as the British set up in the colonies, our headquarters units, some research being set up. We deployed different units across the colonies between New York and Boston. We set some other units on the way aboard shipping, and tensions have begun to rise to the boiling point in the colonies. So I would expect the revolution to formally begin in our attempt to subjugate it here very shortly. This was taken from a live stream from my channel from a couple of days ago, so there is a little bit of back and forth from the audience from that, but that's enough of me giving you the preface of where we're at. We're going to go ahead and jump into this thing, and I hope you guys enjoy. Allow us to fill out this. I don't need 6 wagons per day. Two per day is more than enough. All right. We will do 30 brown besses per day. I have played Birth of America Sobel a long time ago, but I have played it. All right, we're producing one transport, or 1 day left on this transport ship. 16% of one per day. All right. Do we need to buy anything? I guess the marketplace is more about like sending resources back from the home islands, right? I don't know that are we sending horses back? All right, so we're automatically sending excess ammunition to the colonies. Not really sending wagons right now. Well, we might actually need the wagons in the home islands when we produce new units. All right, we got plenty of that stuff. Okay. Whiskey Pack, how you doing? When do my other units start arriving? 3 days for the next group of 1,100 infantry and 160 cavalry. They'll go to Boston. 16 days for Duncan's fleet. They're 500 soldiers. They'll probably go to New York. I don't have a general officer for them. And then we've got some warships arriving back in England in about 2 weeks. I don't know if it makes sense maybe to raise another regiment. Just so we've got them ready when we need them. Okay. Yeah, I'm aware we aren't using all the factories and shipyards. That's fine. And then the market here, what are we? We have wagons in the the colonies too. Do we really want to send provisions back to England? That seems dicey. We do have plenty of ammunition. 500. Let's spend 25 a day. We got 20 days worth without producing another thing of ammo. So we did the printing press. That'll increase loyalty here. Let's do a church, I guess. Increases the attribution of all loyalty bonuses. Right? Like, there's no other real way to do it. Does probably increase upkeep a bit, but whoa, not enough ammunition in the settlement stores to train the unit? I thought we had plenty of ammo. Is it not getting to the right places? Okay, new fleet arrives. Go up to Boston. We'll have one army in Boston, one army in New York. We may raise a third army after some point. That's why we're kind of stockpiling our reputation here. Meeting of Provisional Congress. Negative 20% government efficiency. Tensions rise by another 20. Massive drop in loyalty. So the rebellion is approaching. Hasn't happened yet, but it is approaching. I know we're only an hour and a half into this game and nothing's happened yet other than some building, but it's kind of how the British campaign starts. It's a slow pace. I'm gonna give it its due. I'm gonna give it its day in the sun. All right, Counselor of War. We could do another research speed option, or we could do permanent garrisons, which gives us the 33rd Foot. Well, actually, we can't do that yet. So we can either do +5 militia stats. Unlock the Brown Best 1776 version. Let's do research speed. I'm going to play tall, or I'm going to play wide, not tall. We're going to try and increase research speed. Our merchant or our convoy is heading up to Boston. It's a little bit out of the way. Give me all the propaganda. Da, 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 da. I want you all to stay loyal to me. When your heart beats fast. Da, 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 da. All right. Go back to the fur trader house. Merchant stalls, give me a little bit more money up there. They got gold. There's gold in them there hills. Why do they have gold in Quebec? Yeah, in the loyal areas like Canada, you better be loyal. I'm just going to ask you guys for taxes and money to help subsidize my income. The Council on the Economic Council. I've gained control of the economic tax authorities of the Council. Oh, yes. Taxes will be increased 2%. That sounds smart. Campaign. This is a major mission from the Crown. Collect taxes for His Majesty. Within 80 days, you need to collect £10,000. Okay. Is there a way to see? One of my gripes is there's no way for me to see. Like, how am I supposed to see what I've done on that? Really? There's a lot of gold in northern Quebec? Interesting. Wasn't discovered until the 1800s? Okay, well maybe that's a... But we already have a 4% tax rate, so like how do I actually see what's been taxed? I could gladly give them 10 grand for my income, but I don't know that it works that way. So I don't know if I have to like go back to England. There's no, I mean, like gold isn't a resource though here. So what is our gold right now? Taxes 29,000. Okay. Right now income is a lot. So the fleet costs 13,000, the army costs 10,000, civil expenses a lot. My income is vastly exceeding so financing's 19 grand. Taxation's 29,000. 29,000 will not sustain what I've got right now. I'm going to have to cut back on some of those doctrines, propaganda and stuff. But what I don't know is how you like. I would like the game to have a better way to. So let's say play tutorial. Okay. Okay, all that does is tell me how to convene a economic council. So we're going to cut back on... I'm hoping propaganda in Massachusetts is less important now that we've built some of those printing presses. I don't know. We will see. Let's cut it down to mining, because mining produces goods. Same for Connecticut. New York's doing a ton of mining, and that is expensive, but... We're building a bunch of mines in Maryland. Propaganda kind of has no economic value other than it might make rebellion less likely. I'm not building anything in Rupertland or the... Well, we are building stuff in the province of Quebec, so we could do the construction one. But yeah, how am I supposed to... Oh, meanwhile. Get off the ships, boys, and get into Boston. Now that we have a general in Boston, also we can directly command these troops and fight battles with these troops. Let's also reduce the amount of ammo we're spending on training. The doctrines cost should drop considerably. But I wish it would tell me how much I've collected. I'm assuming just the act of taxing will generate tax revenue, but... So... Provocateurs! So our loyalty keeps dropping. Or people's loyalty keeps dropping. Seven days from Colony Organization 1. So I'm assuming this works the same way that selling stuff in the home islands worked, where it just didn't tell me what I had managed to successfully sell. And it's just, hey, you've got taxation set. Maybe you'll generate enough money in the next few months. Based on this number up here, I'm thinking I'm generating enough money per month, 29,000 in taxes, to collect 10,000 pounds. But I don't know. I'm just waiting for the rebellion to kick off. New ships have arrived. Another regiment is arriving. Let's deploy that regiment. Do we want to start forming another army? We've got almost 3,000 in New York, almost 3,000 in Boston. I'm thinking it might make sense to have a third field army a little bit further south. Norfolk is kind of in the middle of nowhere to try and march anywhere. Richmond could be... Or Williamsburg, maybe? They could head there. Nothing bad ever happened to a British army based out of the Yorktown area, right? Or we could have one way in the south, Charleston. Let's do that, and then let's go to the headquarters screen and raise another general. I'm gonna trust Johnny Burgoyne because he's always been great for us. And he will... We've already raised a regiment. So he will... join a fleet escorted by 2 warships, which will arrive in the colonies in 31 days, and they will go to Charleston. Again, I have no real way of knowing, but when they arrive, they'll have 1,200 men down south. So maybe spreading my troops out is a bad idea. Certainly can see the argument of that. But I need a base of operations in the north, where most of the descent seems to be, but also, frankly, probably in the south. Okay, so loyalty based on doctrine and also the fact that I have built some stuff in the Boston areas. Actually, I'm still ahead, even with the taxes. That is not going to be true everywhere. We're behind in New York. We haven't built a printing press here yet. Why? Printing presses, if we're going to tax anything, printing presses are probably going to be important everywhere. And New York, I think, is vital to the war effort. Based on the fact that New York is clearly our strongest mining settlement right now, and I feel like mining is one of the most important resources in the game, I'm going to go with the opinion that New York is absolutely vital and we cannot afford to lose it. New Haven loves us. Hartford loves us. Hatfield less. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these places still have 100% loyalty. Like Middlesbrough, look at that. They just 100%. All you got to do is build the right buildings, and they'll just be like, England, yes, we love you. Maybe less so in Boston, but we haven't gotten the printing press built there yet, or the Capitol, which will increase loyalty. Just running the spread offense like in football. Yeah, they can't hit you ever. Spread offense feels like it would work better for a rebellion than it would for a occupation. But that's just me. What do I know? Not much. Okay. We'll do that. You can now recruit militia regiments. Loyalist militia regiments. Good for us. I mean, all these boys are headed down to Charleston still. Let's raise one militia regiment, I think. Azara Allison. I have no brown besses in or artillery in the colonies. All right, more escalation. The situation's deteriorating. He keeps giving me these events where it's like, the situation's deteriorating. The tensions are already at 100%. I don't know what I should be doing here, but maybe raising the Secret Service would be a good idea. Let's go to the marketplace. I suppose I could ship brown buses back from England. That might actually be better. I'm producing them there after all. How do I send them to... I don't want recruits. I need guns. All right, we'll keep at least 1,200. Actually, we'll say let's keep at least 1,400 muskets in the home islands. Send the rest to the colonies. We're not making any 6-pound field guns. I probably should. You could use my factories for that. But I'll just buy 2. It'll be faster. Now, the militia regiment's not going to have cannons. That's fine. I'll deal with that. There's a demand for 77 transports. We have 28. Okay. Well, we're building more. So it's 122 gold to build these brown besses. What can I sell them for? That's buying. The production cost is a lot. The sale value of those is not great. At least in England. Well, I guess they're not even... Jeez. It's the opposite. In the colonies, like when you're with the revolutionaries, those weapons are super valuable. Which I guess makes sense. Alright. We got warships all over to patrol the coast. We're still heading south. Okay. Have I not collected 10,000 gold yet? From taxes? It's got to be getting close, right? This is a per month basis. We haven't quite gotten to a month yet. Someday something will happen and we'll have to fight. But until that day, I'm just gonna remain... I don't know. Alright. They're in port. And we have a garrison in Charleston now. Good job, boys. Take up your mantle of protecting the crown. Alright, the other ships I think have arrived back in England, and now we've just got the one. So we do have warships back in England right now. Well, just the one, I guess, but I swear more ships arrived. Huh. Okay. The rebellion has started. Throughout the colonies, the rebels have begun to seize settlements and organize armed groups. We did not foresee this development, did we not? I mean, we're playing a game called Ultimate General American Revolution. It is now likely that we will need to conduct a full-scale military operation. Okay. We're now at war. Well, where are they rising up? Is there anywhere that they have actually risen up yet? These are native lands. Wish I could zoom out more. Looks like everywhere right now is still in our control. But soon, they will begin to rise up, probably in the interior, and I'll have to march way off into Kingdom Come. Okay. Start a tactical battle. Find some enemies and engage in a tactical battle. I have 36 days. Find some enemies? Where? I see no enemies. Chance of rebellion up near Fort Lovell. Where are the enemies? I see no one to engage in a tactical battle with. The game's like, fight someone. Who? Do we need to just invent some enemies? We'll just go Death Star them or something? Really? These places are going to rebel against me? Weren't they just like 100% loyal like a day ago? Oh, Hartford is. Newport is not. New Haven is. Okay. Well, we're working on it. Once that church gets built, they'll see the light. Haha! Alright, game. Our income went up a little bit. That's good, right? Oh, jeez. For a second, I had a heart attack. I was like, Middleborough's red! It means there's enemy there! I forgot that I'm playing as the British. Red is good. Rebels are gathering. 600 troops at Leicester. 1,800 troops at Leicester. Okay. Alright, but wait. That intel's wrong. Well, Francis Smith, it's going to be you, not me. Gentlemen, form your brigades. We should probably actually leave a small garrison behind in Boston so we don't end up with nothing. Alright, we left 600 men behind in Boston to make sure that city doesn't rebel against us. And Francis Smith is moving up. He's got 2,000 versus, I'm assuming, about 1,800 men as we move toward Leicester. Hopefully we can get there before they take the city from us. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright. Let's battle! What does merge infantry mean? I'm not sure. In any event, it looks like they're probably going to retreat. These are all militiamen. 1,800 militiamen versus 2,000 redcoats. They don't stand a chance. Let's do this, boys. God save the king! Alright, boys. The night is dark and full of terrors. Can we merge these guys? I always like bigger regiments. I know it's a little bit unwieldy at times, but I find the value of having regiments that are merged much greater. Why do they have a little lightning bolt? What are these guys? Oh, they're grenadiers? Okay. So we have grenadier troops. Alright, so we've got regulars over here. Grenadiers. Alright, so we can form 2 double-stacked grenadier units. We've got some skirmishers. We don't have as much artillery as I would like. We got 3 batteries of it. Never mind. That's kind of a decent chunk, especially since they're all 6-pounders. Can skirmishers merge? I don't think so, right? Yeah, they can't. And they've got cavalry. So, we don't know where the enemy is. I'm guessing they may retreat. Maybe not. The strength isn't too one-sided. You can zoom out, by the way, to this like strategic map view, which doesn't actually feel zoomed out enough to do anything. This is blue, which indicates the enemy does occupy this objective. I don't want to send my cavalry into those woods. So let's send our skirmishers out this way and see what we can find. Because one of the problems in this kind of bad weather is the enemy can sometimes see you, especially if they're in cover and you're not, and you can't see them. And that can cause problems. Where they can shoot at you and decimate you while you don't actually have the ability to shoot back. So we're going to move some infantry up. Let's move these boys around on the flank. Ideally, I use the cavalry to chase these guys down once they break. I'm assuming I break them. No sign of the enemy yet. Skirmishers also move pretty quick. Where are the bad guys? They're not coming at me. Nobody's shooting at anybody. Move our skirmishers into that wood line and see what they find. There's some enemy troops. What does this mean? This little hat. Guessing it means they're militia maybe? But they're in the open in that roadway. My cannons are about to open fire. I think. Are they unlimbering or something? What are they doing? Loading up? They've got about as many troops as I do, so this is all we see right now is 150 men. Who's shooting? Oh, there's our cannons. They've opened up, boys. Firing over the tops of my troops. Volley fire! Advance the grenadiers. Skirmishers are engaging them. And now they've exposed their flank. Get them with the red coats. Okay, this is just one of their companies, though. There's 1,800 men. So we already drove this initial company back. Oh, they're coming up. They're coming up on the left. You can see all these other troops are coming up. So we'll pull our skirmishers back. Hopefully they'll come for me. I'd rather have them attack me than me attack them. I'm not going to charge my cavalry forward. Troops fall back. Pull back. Pull back. We did lose a couple of men, but not too many. Move these guys forward into this wood line. Looks like they might try and flank me, which... that's fine. I got woods on my left I can use as cover. Remember, I did use the traits that give me a better skill set for long-range firing. I'd rather suck the enemy into this open plain. My troops are going to be much better in open field combat. But if I'm in the woods too, I'm okay with that. Alright, come up over on the flank. Try and pour it into them. These 240 men get into the wood line. This is also why I liked merging my units, is because in any one-on-one fight, I'll have double their muskets. Almost, at least. And the enemy is militia, so presumably they're not as disciplined. Oh shoot, they're charging me? What are you, insane? There is the risk of friendly fire from some of my artillery when the enemy gets in close, but... Oh, there you go. God damn it. Shoot at these guys. Don't shoot at... I don't need friendly fire. Alright. The numbers aren't quite as favorable on the right. I feel like they overhauled the sound a bit. Muskets definitely sound different to me. These guys should be in canister range right here. I can't imagine the Americans would stand up well to that. They're shooting at my guns. We took a casualty on these gunners. Yep, canister, you can see, because you get the little scatter shot, almost cluster bomb looking graphic on the screen there. Didn't actually do as much damage as I would hope. They're pulling back. Why don't you pursue them with the skirmishers? Grenadiers come in here on the flank of the artillery here and support them. I don't like my artillery taking damage like that. Oh god, gunners, no, I didn't. I thought I just told you. Ugh. Well, we just lost those guns. I knew I clicked and it went blue, but I thought I told them to... For fuck's sake. Hey guys, I wish the artillery would not just default to shooting. Okay, so don't do that. Don't move there. Just shoot. Alright, one of these infantry... I'm going to break the grenadiers up. One of them will reoccupy those guns. Yeah, my bayonets are just like, I want to go charge these guys. Right flank, the enemy looks like they're pulling back too. The enemy still has considerable manpower strength here. You can see that while the advantage is clearly obvious, it's not as dramatic as you would think if, like, they're about to retreat. Let's send some cavalry in here on a charge into the woods. I know that's not very smart, but... Hey, artillery. Hold your fire. See if my cavalry can finish these guys off Total War style. Artillery, please stop. I told you not to shoot. Advance to the edge of that wood line, engage the enemy in front of you. Skirmishers are chasing these guys off. We're winning at Forest! I wish the battlefields had a little bit more. Alright. Horses pull back. You guys are probably tired too. Let's move these guys up. Move them up toward the edge of this wood line, I guess. A lot of these battles very quickly become a little bit of whack-a-mole, but you can see a number of the enemy units must have retreated because they are not so happy anymore. Alright, the enemy's retreating. Send the cavalry after them, see if we can finish off some of these units and fully destroy them. It's like the Patriot when the cavalry charges through with the retreating soldiers. The white flag on these means they're retreating from the map. They can still sometimes stop retreating, but it's pretty rare. Alright, we got one of them to surrender. One of their regiments surrendered. Or one of their companies. Volley into their backs as they retreat. Okay, can we get these guys before they run off the map? It's over here. I think they're getting away. Oh, maybe not. Whoa! It wasn't war, it was murder. Right, this regiment should at least surrender. You would think. The alternate, you can do two things to defeat them fully. You can force them to surrender, which we've done for 2 companies, or you can just so thoroughly defeat them that they rout and they won't reform. And so these are at the company level. If you do that for every company in a regiment, though, the regiment will disappear. So usually, oh, there you go. They surrendered. They're like, enough of this murder. We'll drop our arms. And you know, if I wait long enough, I can execute them. But we're not going to do that. That wouldn't be sporting. Okay, they're going to make it off the map. All right, we'll just claim our victory at this point. So, 2,000 British soldiers were engaged, 12 guns, 160 cavalry. We lost 133 infantry, 7 cavalry, and 1 gun. The gun was probably the biggest loss. The enemy lost 1,071 men out of 1,800. They also had 119 captured. So all told, about 600 out of 1,800 made it out alive. Just remember, execution is okay because they have committed treason against the crown. Well, I mean, there is a certain logic to it. Dr. Black, there is a certain logic to it. Treason is usually punishable by death. All right, so we routed them, and we can further route them on this campaign map if we pursue. I can run them down with my cavalry, maybe. Send my cavalry out there. Where are they even retreating to? Who knows? Pursue the bastards. The thing is, they have no towns that they have taken yet. Lexington battle accounts. The rebels issued a statement to all the colonies trying to place the blame for the first shot at Lexington. Was that Lexington? On us. We'll circulate our own version of a similar fashion. How much should we allocate for the operation? I guess 2,500 because I don't really want increased rebellion. Successful start of a tactical battle. Yay! I get reputation for fighting, I guess. Hey, one of them surrendered. There, I think we're gonna get them all. They're fighting without me, but we got them all. Now we can collect the booty off the battlefield, dropped equipment and supplies. Leicester also is apparently damaged from stuff. Give me the booty off the battlefield. 1 provision, 2 muskets. Yay. Alright. Prisoner exchange. You have prisoners. You can keep them and receive bonuses and settlements or exchange them. The game wants me to exchange them. I'm assuming just for the sake of testing the mechanics. Okay. Our cavalry can garrison Leicester. Do they really not have enough garrison to... So Leicester's not at risk of rebellion anymore, now that we've got a 2,000-man garrison. We left 600 behind in Boston. We could also move 1 regiment to Salem. Loyalty there is pretty low. There's not really a risk of rebellion anywhere in New York, as far as I can tell. The loyalty is too high. The rebel Assembly of Connecticut initiated negotiations for a cessation of hostilities. However, the Massachusetts of Safety opposed this approach. We hope this strategy will buy us time. So Hartford and New Haven's loyalties increased, while there's a massive loyalty drop in almost all the other colonies. Great. Fort Lovell is at risk of rebellion, although we do have troops there. Can we raise a militia detachment? No. You can't have mixed regiments, I guess. Alright, what's going on here? Leicester. Okay. So we have a Secret Service person. Well, Fraser looks to be the best option so far. Yeah, good enough. I don't want to do like a really imbalanced character. All right, so let's go back to research speed, I guess, versus militia limit. Colonial Secretary gives me additional frigates. I don't know. So I have plenty of reputation now, 120. There is a diplomacy screen. There's not really much to do with that right now. Okay. I think Boston will be against the rebellion as soon as we finish this Capitol building. Leicester already is. I need more muskets. Revolution's over, boys. Back to Boston. Okay, let me put these guys into garrison in Salem, and hopefully that'll be enough of a garrison to prevent a rebellion there. Yeah, this little red lightning bolt goes away. And Francis Smith will be the hero of the rebellion. Support from the king. What? My need for support. So he's going to cover 50% of the salary and ship maintenance cost. Okay. Have I given you enough gold yet in taxes? I wish it would tell me how many I've sent. I can't believe they don't have a UI feature that tells you that. Thank you for the follow, Rebel. Okay. Now what? Where are they going to rise up against me next? We crushed them so thoroughly. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's over. Victory! Why would I do a prisoner exchange? Who am I? You didn't take any prisoners from me. The British campaign is still very slow. Nasserus, I think I'm too early in to know. They just gave me 2,000 civilian muskets. Someone handed them into us. Buyback programs in the colonial times. Okay. Thanks for the muskets, I guess. I guess I can give them to militia. How many hours do I have in total? Well, I did like a 40-episode series on the American campaign. That was like 40 hours worth. I did the British campaign for 3 or 4 hours when it first came out. All told, I'd say I probably have over 60 to 70 hours. It was played off of Steam before the Steam release, so I don't actually have an accurate count. But I would say at least 60 to 70 hours so far. Not at the 1.0 release. This is my first look at the 1.0 release. I was frankly not terribly impressed with the campaign when it first came out, the British campaign when it first came out. I think the American campaign is much... I know folks like want the open world, but I prefer the narrower restrictions that come with the American campaign because I think it feels more historical in where you're fighting and why, and two, I think it actually creates a momentum to the game that so far, like we've had one rebellion, we've been playing for 2 hours, 2 hours and 20 minutes, and we've had one battle, and I'm sure that will change, but it's a real slow start, and also the rebellions make no sense. Why is there a rebellion in Welaminsk? Like, is this even Canada? What is going on up there? And why? I don't really want to send troops all the way up there. Is the American Revolution going to start way up here? I don't particularly like that. I don't think it makes for an interesting game when it's so sandboxy. Actually, I think that's one of the weakest elements of the who live outside Boston abandoned their homes and sought refuge. Okay. Well, there's no rebellion outside Boston, so. But I think one of the weakest elements of the game is the sandbox nature. And actually, if you go back, we'll see what they do up here, like how far this rebellion spreads. But if you go back and you look at 500 reinforcements in Boston, okay? But if you go back and you look at like Paradox games, I don't have a problem with sandbox a lot, especially in things like Crusader Kings, where it's like, yeah, there's some of the history, but it's not like... I think the strongest part of the Victoria series was like the event, Victoria 2 was like the events that made it feel authentic. And when they went full on sandbox, I generally think that was a weakness. All right, we got 2,000 reinforcements in Plymouth, and it wants me to create Plymouth where? Pack in the home aisle? Okay. All right, I guess I will send these guys to... Let's create a fleet. Oops, undo that. Unarmed escorts. We'll have one 12-gun sloop. And when they arrive, I will deploy them north against whatever this rebellion is way up here in the north. I know it kind of interrupted my chain of thought, but... I don't know. I like sandbox in some regards, but I think in others it's just... It gets in the way of like a cohesive experience. I think it all depends on the game. And I don't know that it... I think it would work better if it wasn't so whack-a-mole, frankly. I don't know that we're going to get any more adjustments ready because, again, they did say that like this was the final version of the game, and they basically had a goodbye posted in the Discord of like a thank you for your support, and, you know, it's been 10 years, it's been a long time, that kind of a thing. And it's kind of like, all right, well, I guess they're done. Fort Frank also fell to the British. I don't want to leave Massachusetts without a general. I guess that's not that far. Rebel privateers! 9 enemy ships have set sail. Hopefully not in one group. Build a warship. Alright, so we are going to create a fleet. How do I do that? I don't need a 70-gun ship on patrol. That seems slow and inefficient, but... Can I form these guys up? How do you join these guys as a fleet? Why is the fleet management so clunky? Is it because I don't have an admiral assigned to them or something? Or a general? Do we have any sign of where their ships are? Hey, there's one. I have no ships down here. I don't want to send a 12-gun ship after him. Go engage them! I don't want to deal with a 12-gun ship. Trade offer from the Cherokee or Creeks? Sure. Give me copper. I'll appreciate that. Oh, I guess Camden's fleet just set sail. Do I think the American side is too easy? No, I actually think the American side is harder in this game. Maybe silly putty. I don't know. All right. Yeah, why would we say no? Give me a donation. I'm fine with that. Wow. Supplies from Nova Scotia. That's a lot of fur and provisions. So if the ships are in harbor and I give the harbor an order to find rebels. That still doesn't do that. Oh, you got to select all the ships like that, and then they set sail as a group. Okay. That's a weird and very muted... it's a very muted button that I almost... well, I did miss until just now. Sending 7 ships to try and go find that guy is gonna be a waste of time. Create a warship in Britain. Create a militia. New fleet has arrived. Johnny Burgoyne! Jingle Bell Johnny. I just made that up. Go to Falmouth. Oh, nope. That's not what I wanted you to do. I want you to look for the bad guys. Search for enemy ships. Those are your orders. Johnny Burgoyne. You head down to Falmouth, because you're going to send your regiment up to Fort Frank. I don't know how many bad guys there are there. We're going to send one of our regiments from Leicester up to Falmouth, too. So there's 2 towns that have rebels in them that we can spot here. And apparently I'm generating a good chunk of income now. Second Continental Congress, massive loyalty drop. Have I not sent 10,000 pounds to the crown yet? That's why I don't understand. Is there like a button I have to press? Because we're already taxing. Okay. I mean, I'm already taxing. I'm just waiting to see, like, is there a specific button I have to press to send it back to... Well, that's it, because we've already generated 10,000 pounds. $600 men at Fort Frank. That's not too bad. One thing I will say is the AI is much better than I am at managing. Hey, we got a lot of militia regiment there in Boston. Is much better than I am at managing certain elements of the naval stuff. It's for sure better than I am. Search for enemy ships, boys. Go get them. I don't think I need to convene it to say keep it as is. Okay. I have so much reputation. I'm great. Do. The king really loves me. Fort George has fallen to the enemy. They are advancing southwards toward our position. I'm just waiting for that regiment, Xavier's regiment, to get up to Falmouth, and then we'll march on them. Rebel propaganda. Rebel scum! Just double checking the territorial control. I don't think they've risen up anywhere else. So they've got a couple of spots here that we're marching to suppress. Game really wants me to do a prisoner exchange. I don't want to, though. Okay. Where do I go for prisoner exchange again? Just so we can appease the game. Localities. I know they help their forced labor. Military tab. Okay. Okay, so I can get gold for prisoners. I got an officer, that's fine. Alright, boys, let's go. Exchange completed. Alright, so they got about equal numbers as us. If they bring troops forward from Fort Frank, which they probably will. Alright, let's fight the battle. We could simulate it and just let it out, you know, let the outcome occur, but let's fight it. Should be a fort battle, which those are a little bit different. Worth taking a little bit of a look at. Okay. Alright, so the enemy is in this fort here in front of us. Merge. Again, I'm a fan of merging your regular infantry anytime you can. Alright, they are up here in this fort. Swing wide and surround. My boys are exhausted. They've been marching all day. My favorite thing of the Ultimate General series, for what it's worth, is the way the game handles the moving units on the map, where it's like drawing them on an atlas. That's pretty neat. Okay. We'll move rapidly. Hopefully the enemy won't retreat. They're in a fort. We must move cautiously. Our troops are moving in a disorganized mob around the flank. They look to be dug in on the interior walls of the fort, not the exterior, which give them more protection against cannon, but means we can move in much more easily because we don't have to deal with enemy dug in when we're not. Our artillery will fire off probably most of their ammo, use up some of their energy. You can see here they're not doing much damage to the troops on those stone walls. My own troops are moving to encircle them. And then the assault force, which I think will be the boys in the south. Well, I'll need more than just that. God damn it, you guys. You're supposed to be shooting over them, not into them. Alright, there's all their... Hey guys, just stay still, okay? Front gates are burning. This front wall's taking a bunch of stone damage. It can't actually be destroyed, though. As far as I'm aware. Okay. We'll divide these units so we've got better encirclement options. What's the ammo doing on here? We burned through most of our ammo. Doing a little bit of damage. Alright, we pounded them for a good while. Let's move in. Alright, we got some skirmishers engaging with them. Cannons are mostly low on ammo. There's a little bit of a gap between the skirmishers and the regular troops here they can shoot through. Our skirmishers are up on this wall. These forward enemy troops are taking pretty heavy casualties. Looks like they're starting to waver. Okay. Alright. Surprisingly, I broke the unit on the left first. Hopefully we can bag the whole lot of these rebels. We bagged the whole first army the first time we fought them, but a lot of that was after the battle. Nice, they surrendered, and now they're taking friendly fire. Alright, they're retreating. Alright, most of them have surrendered, just the one remaining. There we go. Everybody's gone, I think. Okay. So they had 566 men, they lost 566 men, 202 casualties, 364 prisoners. We took 39 casualties. So the British sweeping up these scum rebels pretty simply so far. Hopefully it chalks up the difficulty a little bit more as we get closer to some of the historical important dates on 1775, but we will see. So far it feels a little bit silly so far, but anyway guys, we've been going for almost 3 hours. All right, everybody, we just won a victory in the north. Campaign's been really slow as the British, and that's kind of why I lost my interest last time around, as it just felt like it was too much of a whack-a-mole campaign and there wasn't a cohesive enemy. We'll see if that changes. I will give this more time than our Let's Play previously, but so far it feels like we're smashing the rebels without too much hurt or difficulty. The hardest part is just getting troops to the relevant areas, but there doesn't seem to be much behind the rebellion to this stage. It is still early. It is, what, May of 1775, so in theory, we're still before the Declaration of Independence. We'll see if that changes, but that'll be for another time. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.